To try and pack my suitcase, our hotel had this compression machine meant for clothes, but I used it for all the stuffed animals that I brought, and it actually squished them down really well, even though they looked really scary. And because of the machine, I didn't have to buy a second suitcase. I could fit everything into my backpack and just my suitcase. And today was raining super hard. It was like actually torrential downpour. Even with my umbrella on, I was still getting pretty wet. But since it was our last day and our flight didn't leave until 4 p.m., we spent the morning and afternoon doing some last-minute shopping. June is rainy season in Japan, and honestly, I thought this was what most of our trip would end up looking like, so we got really lucky that it only rained while we were in Universal and on this last day. We went to a mall and we did some gacha, and then we went to Don Quixote, and I ended up spending a lot of money and having to rearrange my suitcase last minute. They were even playing the theme song in the store. That's probably going to be stuck in my head for the rest of my life. But on our final subway train to the airport, I just took in the sights of Tokyo, and I know that I'm going to miss it a lot. I got one final piece of the strawberries and cream cake, and for lunch I had pork udon, which was actually one of the best meals I had this whole trip because the pork was so tender that it literally melted in my mouth, and I ate it at the airport. Isn't that crazy how high quality the food is? We ended up being delayed about an hour because of the rain, but eventually we did take off. There was also crazy turbulence the first half of our flight, and luckily I had taken Dramamine, so I wasn't motion sick, but I would have been fighting for my life if I hadn't. Unfortunately, I didn't like any of the food that we ate on our flight. I ended up eating a little bit of the orange jelly and then some rice in our final meal, but the first meal was a huge miss for me. After our 11-hour flight, Sophia's mom had driven to pick us up from San Francisco, so we ended up driving another 5 hours home to Reno, making our travel time about 16 hours. But overall, it was a perfect trip and I wouldn't have done anything differently. Thank you so much for watching.